So we did something kind of cool. I was going to talk about last week, but the stuff with MoviePass came up. But we went to the celebration of Harry Potter. This was an event at Universal Studios Orlando. I didn't know what to expect. We were just there. We were in town for a weekend, and we had a season pass. I was like, why not just stop by? You know, they're doing a cool event. I like Harry Potter. I didn't know what to expect, but it was kind of awesome, dude. Like, I don't know. Are you a Harry Potter fan at all?
I love Harry Potter. I'm not a big book reader, but as far as the movies, they were some of my favorite movies of all time.
For real. Yeah, I am right there with you. I've listened to the audiobooks. I never actually stopped and read them, but I've also watched the movies, and I think they're really awesome, man. They just take you to another place. But my expectations were really low, and I honestly, after going there, I wish I took my camera with me, the G7 or just some camera, because I have some video clips, but it's from Leslie's phone. I wish I took a nice camera because there was a lot of cool stuff going on. Like, it's a little mini convention. They had a bunch of booths and interactive experiences. They had 2 different areas where you could just kind of walk around and see different things. So in one of the areas, they had a VR experience, which I was like, oh, that's awesome. So they had one area was for Samsung Gear, and they had an Oculus. And I'd actually never used an Oculus before. And so I got to try out Oculus for the first time in this thing. And basically, you were Newt from the new Harry Potter movies. What are they called?
Oh, the Fantastical Beasts?
Yeah, the Fantastic Beasts.
Fantastic Beasts, something like that.
Yeah, and you were able, so it had like these different rooms and stuff, and then you would you would control a wand and you could cast spells, and you had like 5 minutes to just kind of explore around and see these cool beasts and stuff. It was really neat. The VR, Oculus is pretty good. I haven't tried Vive yet either. I had done the Samsung VR, that's pretty good. But it was a pretty cool experience. Audible was there as well, which is kind of weird. Like, why would an audiobook company be at a convention like this? But it's actually kind of awesome. They had like this thing set up where like everyone had these iPads, and you would compete with each other. You would listen to audio clips from the books, and you would have to click which book the audio clip came from, and then they would give you a score based on how fast you answered and how accurate you were, and then the person who had the highest score at the end of the day got some big grand prize.
Oh, wow.
I was terrible. I got the first question right, and then I missed the other 4, so I was like, wow. But it was really cool, and they did a good job making it really fun. Like, I mean, how much can you really do with audiobooks? But there was like an announcer guy. He was like really fun and engaging. It was a lot of fun. They also had their Hogwarts mystery game. I don't know if you heard about this, and I hadn't until I got there. But there was a game that they're developing for Android and iOS. It's going to be on the phone, and I thought it was their version of Pokemon Go because I'd heard they're doing like a Harry Potter Pokemon Go, but this looks like more like an RPG.
Oh,
and
really?
I don't know if it's free to play. I don't know the stuff, but it's kind of cool. It's called Hogwarts Mystery Game, and it was kind of neat. They gave you an envelope, and so I got my invitation to join Hogwarts. By the way.
Oh, wow!
You know, don't be jealous.
Check that out.
Yeah, no, it was actually kind of cool. It was a neat little thing. Little tidbit. They also had a GIF booth, so basically, like, you could create a GIF, and then they would text you the GIF. That was kind of cool. They had a bunch of panels. What stunk was the day that they were doing like, there was actors there. They had the Weasley twins there.
Oh, wow. Did you get to meet them?
If you count seeing them on stage, and there's a couple, 3,000 people between me and them meeting them, then yeah, I met them.
So you guys are pretty close now, then, is what you're saying? Like best friends?
I follow them on Facebook.
I mean, that's enough to be friends, I think.
Yeah, they were there. Tonks, if you know, that was the werewolf's wife or girlfriend. Yeah. And also Jen Weasley was there. The Harry Potter's who Harry Potter ended up marrying, the little sister in the books. So she was there, and so all 4 of those actors were there, and they had a bunch of people that were involved with the movies. They had like a concert thing, so they were showing clips of the movies, and then they had an orchestra playing the music from the movies as you're watching the movie.
Oh, wow.
Like a live orchestra. Yeah, it was really cool. I'll be honest, though, it was kind of, the idea of it was a lot cooler than actually seeing it.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. They apparently do these shows everywhere. If you're a big Harry Potter fan, I'm sure you'll love it, but like I was like, I appreciated it for the first couple of songs, and I just was like, okay, I'm going to go ride a roller coaster.
That's enough. Let's move on.
But it was pretty cool, yeah. They had a lot of just really neat stuff, and there was a whole area we didn't even get to explore. And there was 2 panels I saw. So we got to see a special effects panel, and it was really cool. By the way, like being part of like YouTube and like trying to learn how to record things, just seeing some like the behind the scenes stuff of how these people do these movies, really awesome. Do you remember that scene in the first movie with all the envelopes flying into the house? Like he's trying to like keep the envelopes away from Harry Potter.
Yes.
And then like there's this moment where there's just envelopes everywhere. Like
Yeah.
I always thought that was done with CGI, and apparently they did that for real. They built a thing that fed the envelopes into down the fireplace through the front door. That was a for real thing. And if you go back and watch the movie, that's why it still looks real, is because it was real.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Like you watch that and you just assume, you're like, there's no way they actually sent all those letters flying, because why would they do that?
It's like, that would be so much work. No, they actually did it for real. And like, it's honestly like practical effects age so much better than special effects.
Yeah.
And like, if you went back and watched that today and that was done in special effects, it would look so fake. But that's why it looks real, is they didn't do it that way.
That's really neat.
But those are cool. We also saw a panel of like the costumes. They were like the person who did all the costumes for all the different characters. And it was really neat just hearing the way that they picked the different things. Like Bellatrix Lestrange, I think is her name. Like, she wanted people to be really uneasy when they saw her. And that's why her costume looks like ripped up, and like it looks like she's an intense person. When she's by herself, she does some weird stuff. Like,
yeah.
And like, it was cool. Like, it's so neat to seeing like how all these things, like the special effects, the costumes, the acting, all these things culminate into a great movie. And if you are lacking in just one of those things, if one of those things isn't quite up to snuff, like the audience just doesn't care. It's not something the audience is going to be able to really relate to or to like. And it's really interesting to see a lot of the behind the scenes. I would definitely recommend, if anyone is interested in going to see Celebration of Harry Potter next year, apparently it's a yearly thing they do, since they have like the Hogwarts area and all that stuff. Really cool. Like, honestly, I think me and Leslie want to go next year if we get season passes next year, but I definitely recommend it, man. It was a lot of fun. It actually makes me want to go to that convention you were talking about, AwesomeCon.
Yes, that's actually coming up at the end of March.
Yeah, I mean, you keep talking about maybe doing that. I'd have to fly up there in Maryland. By the way, I'm in Georgia. Mikee's in Maryland, so that's...
Yeah, and AwesomeCon is in DC. If you guys don't know about it, you should check it out. And if it's something you're going to and you like, comment out to us if you want us to go there and meet us, and maybe we'll come.
Yeah,
I don't know.
If I know there's going to be some people there that want to meet us, and I will... I'm not going to promise anything, but I'll try to be there for sure.
If you guys comment and say that you want us there, I guarantee you I can make him come up and go to it. I can promise that. I can make it happen.
You've already done this. Like, you've already been guilty me about it. I do want to go, though. It does sound really awesome. Last thing I want to say about the Harry Potter thing, guess what the longest line was? Because there was lines to all these different exhibits. Any guesses?
What?
The longest line was the line to shop and buy stuff. I kid you not.
Really?
Yeah. I was like looking at all the different lines, and I was like, what is that one? Like, I couldn't even tell where these people were going. And I asked somebody, and they said, "Oh, it's for shopping. There's like this little shopping area that like you had to wait into a line to buy things from. It was insane. Apparently, they had some special edition wand or something that you could only get there."
See, that's what I was about to ask, because otherwise, like, why are you buying? It had to be special stuff that you could only get at this convention or something.
For real, yeah. I was really confused about that, but apparently, people wanted that special edition wand or something. But anyway,
that's crazy.
We also saw some really cool cosplay, and I didn't even tell you the best part. The best part of going during the Celebration of Harry Potter wasn't anything to do with Harry Potter. The lines for the rides, for the most part, were amazing. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, maybe take a second, hit that like button below. And if you really liked it, hit the subscribe button. We'll have clips like this one coming out every single day of the week. And if you want the full podcast experience, this week we talked about Elon Musk sending his car into space. We talked about my experience at Celebration of Harry Potter, and a lot of other cool stuff. We had a lot of fun with the show. It's a Search for Awesome podcast. There'll be a link coming up on the screen in just a second to the full show, and also to my main channel, which is the Search for Awesome, where I do reviews and I host the main podcast. And in the description, there are links to the full podcast in the audio form on iTunes, Stitcher, and SoundCloud. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I guess I'll see you around next time.